Now, yesterday, Senator Onyonka laid the mother to rest, and apparently ODM met up at the burial. We had Sifuna, James Orengo, Babu Owino, Winnie Odinga, Ruth Odinga, name them. They were all there. Simba Arati, who faced rejection during the burial. Well, Winnie Odinga actually sat with Sifuna. People started concluding that, you know what, she has now suddenly changed direction. She is back to the Linda Mwananchi group. But what is your opinion on that? With Winnie Odinga showing up at the burial? Well, Edwin Sifuna, Orengo, had an explosive outburst, and they totally shared they are going to merge alliances with the great opposition. They are willing to work with none other than Matiangi, Kalonzo and Gashagua. Where does this leave William Ruto if Sifuna merges alliances with Gashagua? We are talking about numbers. Remember, Mount Kenya is already locked by none other than Gashagua, and now we are looking at ODM divided into two. Everyone knows that by now. We have the Linda Tumbo group, we have Gladys Wanga, we have Oburu Odinga, we have Mbadi, we have Joho, we have Abdul Swamad. All those are in the Linda Tumbo group, the Junet Mohammeds, and many that I haven't mentioned. And we have the Sisini Sifuna movement under Sifuna, James Orengo, Babu Owino, the defective ODM, the rebellious ODM as a party, which went with all the core, the ODM supporters, leaving Oburu with just the structures. And the question is, what will Oburu do if he can provide the re-election of William Ruto come 2027? Because Ruto is looking for allies and strong, die-hard supporters who can actually grant him the re-election. Remember, he was left paralyzed after relying on Railas Odinga, who perished, leaving him in a critical condition before 2027, leaving ODM splitting into two, with everyone demanding for the power who controls ODM, okay? And the call for an NDC, which Oburu refused to honor, with the Sifunas and Babu Owino accusing him of actually underlooking the Gen Z leaders. What do you think actually Oburu is going to do? Because it is now official, unofficial communication. They have decided they are going to bid support and merge an alliance with the great opposition, who are in support of one town. Now, can we listen to Orengo's speech and Sifuna?
Kama James Orengo, mimi ndio de facto party leader ya chama cha ODM. Sasa ndugu yangu Matiangi, ukitaka kuongea na ODM usiwe na wasiwasi. I am ready to talk with you and Stephen Kalonzo to save this country called Kenya. Jambo langu la pili, sisi tumeamua vile Ososi alisema, this part of the world tumekuwa pamoja. Na mimi Fred Matiangi, I admire the way you work with Railas Odinga. Railas Odinga, many times when you were sitting together, was calling you his son.
Nasema hivi, Mheshimiwa Simba, mimi ni rafiki yako na unajua, umenishikilia mkono kule Nairobi, umenisaidia kampeni zangu za Senate. Mimi ni rafiki mpaka wa familia yako. Sikujua kwamba unaweza keti katika mkutano ambao unaamua hatima ya Sifuna, na wewe kwa kwanza kusema Sifuna must go. Kwa hivyo, acha nirudishe mkono na mimi. Simba must go. Kama mnatafuta gavana, ile kiti ambayo huyu ndugu yangu Onyonga ataomba, mpatie kwa jina la Yesu. Ni mambo mbaya. Wangapi wanasema apewe ile kiti anataka? Apewe ile anataka. yangu Matiangi, mimi niko tayari kama kiongozi wa Linda Mwananchi kufanya kazi na wewe. Niendelee nisiendelee? Niendelee nisiendelee? Sisi wote lazima tukubali, it is no longer about our personal feelings about each other. Hata huyo Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa anaamka 6 AM kututupia tear gas nikiwa na baba 2023, lakini kama yeye ndiye atashika mguu ya fisi, Matiangi ashike ile mguu ingine, Kalonzo amembana huku kwa shingo, alafu Sifuna ampige mshale, si tutakuwa tumemaliza? Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
What do you think about an alliance between Gashagua and Sifuna? Remember, Gashagua has the numbers and he is supporting Mount Kenya region. He has locked Ruto out of Mount Kenya. And they are the deciders of the election. So if Ruto cannot have supporters from Mount Kenya, then what next? Remember, Raila Odinga left Ruto in ICU after he passed away, leaving a big gap with a division in ODM as a political party. And we are looking at Sifuna, who has driven all the ODM supporters into the Linda Mwananchi rally. And now they want to merge an alliance with none other than Rigathi Gachagua. What is Oburu going to do if he cannot support the re-election of Ruto? We are talking about Sifuna so far has gone to 5 towns: Nairobi, Nakuru, Mombasa, Western region, and even Nyanza. Imagine Babu Owino and Orengo stamping authority in Nyanza region. What does this mean for Ruto, who is looking for re-election from these very territories? The diehard, the strongholds of Raila Odinga. What will happen if he can't get them? What will actually happen, guys? Is Ruto even breathing right now after the numbers? You know, it's all about the numbers. In politics, whoever has the numbers definitely has a wider reach or a wider room for negotiations. What is Gashagua actually offering Sifuna and Orengo in order to bid their support for the opposition? We had speculations of people saying, you know what, Uhuru Kenyatta is the one funding the Sifuna movement. And Sifuna said it's not actually Uhuru funding them. And if he was in position, he would definitely bring the monies that would actually fund them, you know. People are asking questions here and there. So Sifuna and the opposition also have one narrative, the one-term narrative. And what conclusions have they come up with in order to decide to sit down and remove Ruto from power? Remember, Sifuna has the registry, he says, for all diehard supporters of Raila. And Kalonzo gave Raila a priority despite the fact he was rejected from running. But he still stood with Raila Odinga. Is this the reason why Sifuna has decided maybe they should return a hand and bid their support for Kalonzo Musyoka? Imagine if Nyanza decides right now, we are all going to bid support Kalonzo Musyoka. What will Ruto do actually? Western region is all gone. If all the regions and territories are gone, what will Ruto do come 2027? It is called politics. The games, the interests, the benefits. Support someone to get something in return. And what is this something that Sifuna and Orengo have been issued with so as to merge alliances with the great opposition? Rigathi Gachagua must be smiling right now, because now we are looking at a possibility of a reunion. Look at Western region. Natembeya has decided to merge an alliance with Sifuna so that Western can actually unite and join the opposition to bid support for a much more stronger power. When you are united as one, definitely it is easy. But divided, we cannot have an opinion. I wonder what Gladys Wanga and Oburu are now saying. What are they talking about? Have they totally failed? Is there a possibility of convincing Sifuna, Orengo, Babu Owino to come back to ODM and make it a strong party? And how will they be in position to negotiate if ODM is totally divided into two? The challenges, guys. Challenges. Oburu has failed. He does not command authority and power. If it was Raila Odinga, None of this would be happening. Remember, Raila was the only man who was in control of Sifuna, and without Raila right now, Sifuna is out of control. He knows his rights. He cannot stay somewhere and he is being stepped on, guys. It does not make sense. So definitely Sifuna is chanting his own path, and we have said that. And his path right now probably is he is left with joining the opposition who has the same narrative as him one term. But will Ruto allow this to happen? Because he is looking for a re-election. And if he cannot get it, what will actually happen? Oburu Odinga, where does he stand? The party is divided into two. He has no authority over it anymore. And where is Winnie Odinga actually lying? Is he with the Linda Tumbo group because he was promised a deputy slot? Or he is with the Linda Mwananchi rally with the Sifunas? Where is Winnie Odinga? Can someone tell me in the comment section where Winnie Odinga really lies? Is he trying to chant his way back to the Linda Mwananchi group? Politics, guys, it's getting intense. And well, let me hear your views with what you think. Why has Sifuna suddenly decided they are going to merge an alliance with Rigathi Gachagua, the great opposition? And will they be in position to actually remove Ruto from power with their one chant terms? Well, follow me for more updates. JD Ishmaels.